Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to rotate your tires on your Toyota 4Runner. Now I know for some of you guys this video probably isn't going to be helpful, but I'm going to try to provide some information for you guys that will hopefully help you guys out. Now I'm only going to be doing a 4-tire rotation, but if you want to do a 5-tire rotation, I'll show you guys how to do that as well. Now for those of you guys that already know how to do this, I'm just going to leave some helpful information on the screen. Toyota recommends you do this every 6,200 miles, and if you're wondering where they got this number from, it's just 10,000 kilometers. If you're just doing a standard tire rotation, which most of you probably are, then you're just going to take the front tires and move them to the back, and the back tires move them to the front. It's very simple. If you're doing a 5-tire rotation, let's say you have a spare in the back that matches all your other wheels, then you'd want to do the same thing, but on the passenger side, you would actually just rotate those tires with the spare tire. And you can see on the screen here, basically the manual, it tells you to just rotate those tires out with the spare. If you guys don't know how to get to the spare tire, I'll show you guys how to do that later as well. Let's go ahead and look at some of the tools that we're going to use for this project. So these here are the tools I'm going to be using. You'll need a torque wrench to put your tires back on. I like to have a breaker bar or some kind of big 1/2-inch ratchet to take off the lug nuts. You also need the socket to take off the lug nuts. Traditionally it's a 21 millimeter, which I have here as well, but I found that the 13/16 inch works a lot better. It fits it on there really snug. And then in my case I have this key as well for my lug nuts, which you probably won't have. And then over here you can see I have a jack with a 4x4 to get a little bit extra clearance. Most likely you won't need that if your truck's not lifted. If it is, then you'll probably need a couple of those. And then I have 2 6-ton jack stands, which I'll use to put on the frame. That way I can swap the wheels from front to back without having to worry about the vehicle falling. So my plan for this job is to do one side at a time. I don't really want to lift the whole vehicle up and put them all on jack stands. You could, but if you did that, you would have to remove the skid plates so you can lift it from the front. I have another video talking about all the different lift points available on the Toyota 4Runner, so make sure you guys check out that video. Alright you guys, before you lift up the vehicle, the first thing you want to do is loosen the lug nuts. That way your alignment doesn't get all messed up. That's all you got to do. Just do that for all 6 lug nuts, and then we're going to jack up the vehicle. Alright, next up we're going to lift the vehicle and put it on that jack stand right there. We're going to want to lift it high enough so that that tire is off the ground. And you can see here I actually need a 4x4 and a 2x4 to get it high enough. Wanted to show you guys where I'm lifting it from. You can see it's just off the frame rail. Put it right under the body mount. And a little trick is if you put the jack stand over here, you can raise it up a little bit because it's higher over here, and then you can slide it in. Alright guys, we're at the back of the vehicle and I don't really want to open the garage because it's going to be loud. But you can see the rear differential is right there, and we're going to be lifting it from that to get the back wheels off the ground. Now normally you'd want to jack it up high enough so that you can get a jack stand under the frame rails, but since I know my jack's working and it's not that unsafe right now for me because I'm not going to be under the vehicle or anything, I'm going to go ahead and just take off the tires and rotate them. Alright guys, we got both wheels off the ground. We're going to work fast because remember I don't have a jack under there. I mean I do have a jack stand right there I can put there just in case, which I'll probably do that. Basically do as I say, not as I do. You definitely want to be safe when working on your vehicle. So make sure you put a jack stand under there. Alright guys, now we got the wheels all loosened up. We're just going to be taking the front one, putting it back here, and the back one, putting it forward. I like to put the back one on first because of my safety concern here. I just want to put a couple lug nuts in, make sure everything is safe just in case that jack fails. Now sometimes these tires are really heavy and you can't get it on. You got to get it from below and lift up. Alright, and then you just got to get all the lug nuts in. And we're not going to tighten them yet. We're going to wait until the wheels are on the ground before we torque it. Good time to check your wheel bearings too. Shake it up and down and left and right. Make sure there's not a lot of movement. Should be no movement. It's just moving with the spring. All right, let's do the front. All All right guys, I'm not gonna bore you with this. We're just gonna put all the lug nuts on, snug it up. Probably a good idea to do a crisscross pattern. And then we're gonna drop the vehicle and torque it. All right, all the lug nuts are snugged up. Good idea to check your wheel bearings here. So there should be no movement. Side to side, sometimes the steering rack has play, so you might be tricked into thinking that your tie rods are bad. Like mine moves a little bit, but if you actually look at the steering wheel, it's actually moving in there. And I've already replaced all my tie rods with brand new ones, so I know it's not that. All right, we're gonna go ahead and drop the vehicle now and take it off the jack stands, and we're gonna torque everything to spec. All right, you guys, jack stands are off, vehicle's back on the ground again, back to safety. What we're gonna do now is just torque every single lug nut to 83 foot-pounds. I like to actually go a little bit higher than that, like 85, just because these tires are a little bit heavier. I wanna make sure they don't fall off on the freeway. So I'm gonna go ahead and just torque these in a crisscross pattern. You wanna go in a crisscross to make sure it goes on evenly, and we should be done with this side. All right, you guys, we are all done on the driver's side here. And the reason why I started on this side is because I don't want to bore you guys with the passenger side. It is exactly the same. If you're doing a 4-tire rotation, front to back, it's just literally that on the passenger side as well. So all you got to do is do the same thing you just did on the driver's side. Now I do want to show you guys, if you guys do need to do a 5-tire rotation, there is a way to do this in the manual. I'll put it up on the screen here. But basically you're going to be taking out your spare and putting it on the passenger rear, and then taking that rear tire and putting it in the front, and then that front passenger tire is going to go into your spare tire location. And that's pretty much the only difference. So if you guys have 5 wheels that look the same and 5 tires that are the same, that's how you guys can rotate that spare in, so that way you can get some life out of your tires. And if you guys don't know how to get your spare out, I'll show you really quickly right now. To get access to your spare tire, you'll need access to this rear seat here on the passenger side. If you lift that up, there's going to be some tools in there that'll allow you to get the spare tire out. Unfortunately, my car seat's in the way, so I'm not gonna be able to get to those tools, but I'll leave a picture of what the tool looks like on the screen so you guys are aware of what it is. I actually have another method for getting it out, and it involves this long 3/8 inch extension and this ratchet, and it'll do the job. Let me show you. All right guys, we're at the back of the vehicle, and you can see there's a little hole down here. And normally you'll have a tool from under the seat that will go in there, but I'm gonna use this 3/8 inch extension and just stick it in there and then put it in reverse. And that'll lower the spare tire from the tire carrier underneath. And there she is. Well guys, hopefully you found this video helpful. I know the video was short and simple because the tire rotation is really simple. If you guys don't have the tools or the capacity to do this, you can always take it to a tire shop and they can do it easily. If you purchase your tire from somebody, most likely it's already included with your tire package, so just take it back there. You might have to wait an hour or two, but at least it's free. If you guys found the video helpful, make sure you guys hit that like button. It really helps my channel out a lot. If you guys have any questions about tire rotations, let me know down in the comments below. I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as I can. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button for more content. I'll see you guys in the next video.